Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Crack Mathematics. Today we're going to do lesson 5. It's metric measure comparison. Comparing metric measure is the same thing as comparing number. There's no difference, but the only problem is the unit measure. So the way we compare number and the way we are going to compare measure, we can use the same concept, which is the place value concept, but the only difference or the only problem is the unit measure, because we have an extra information beside the value that we want to compare. So that's the only problem we have to be careful about. So for example, let me start this lesson with an example, so at least you will see the idea, and I will talk about the example. So suppose I want to compare, for example, 53,000 centimeter and 13.5 hectometer. So it's not because I have here 53,000 and this is 13.5. Trust me, I will conclude right away this is greater. We cannot conclude that. It's not because I have 1 centimeter here and I have hectometer here. I will conclude hectometer is greater. That means this one is greater. So in order for me to compare those two, that means the first thing I need to do here is to make sure that those two units are the same. Because I cannot compare two distinct units. It's like I'm comparing, for example, two distinct currency. So if I say $15 is greater than for example 12 euro, for example. I don't know how the euro look like, but I cannot compare those two unless if I make those units the same. That means those unit the same. If I make those units the same, then I can compare them, but if they're not the same, I cannot compare them. So that's the idea. For that, we will have two cases. So we have case 1. So when the unit measure are the same, so we are going to compare same unit measure. And in this case, if the units are the same, we just need to compare the value. That's it. So if the measure have same unit, have same unit, then compare their value, or compare only their value. So let me give an example. So suppose I want to compare 53.7 millimeter and 17.92 millimeter. So the unit measure are the same, so that means this is not a problem for me now. So that means I need to just compare the value using the number comparison. So here I'm going to start using the concept of the place value. So I'm going to compare the corresponding place value. So both of them are positive, so that means the greater the digits, the greater is the number. So I will check here 5 is greater than 1 because I'll start with a 10. So 5 is greater than 1, that means this value is greater, so this means I'm done. So that's the idea. If the unit measure are the same, so I don't need to do anything, just compare the value of the metric measure. For case 2, so we can talk about when the unit measure are not the same. So case 2, so comparing distinct unit measure. So in this case, we're going to do it in 2 steps. So first, we need to convert one of the measure to the other one. So you choose, but I prefer always to convert the highest measure to the to the smallest, because it's easier. And then after that we do the concept of comparing number, because in that case we will have same unit measure. So this is how we compare to distinct unit measure. So if the measure are distinct, or they have distinct unit measure, have distinct unit. So then let me put then I will do we'll do it in 2 steps. Then first convert one unit to the other one, convert one unit to the second unit. Like you choose if you want to convert, because one of the units must be greater. So you convert the greater to the smallest or smallest to the greater. It's up to you. So it's your choice. I will show you an example. Then the second steps. So you compare using number comparison. So use number comparison to compare the value. And the third steps, which is very important, a lot of students they don't do that, is you have to give the answer using the original value or the original unit measure. So answer with original unit measure, with the original unit measure. So don't answer with the one that you convert. So let me give you an example. For example, I wanna compare those two units. So suppose I have 13.5 kilometer and 457.43 decameter, for example. I want to compare those two. So like I say, it's better to convert from higher to smaller unit measure. So when you have 2 units, one of them must be greater. So if I convert this to this, I just need to move this one to the location of the decameter. So keep in mind that this is kilometer. So if you see the lesson 3, so when we talk about conversion, so if this is kilometer, that means this is what, hectometer. This is decameter, that means this is empty here, so I always, if there's empty spot, we always fill it with the 0. So that means this is 0, that means this is my decameter. That means if I convert this to decameter, it's going to be 3 decameter. And this is already in decameter, so I don't need to do nothing, so I'll just write it down again here, decameter. Now my unit measure are the same. So what do I need to do? I'm going to use the case 1, just compare the value. This is exactly what I do here. So this is 1000, this is 100, so that means 1000 here is 0. That means I have 1 is greater than 0, that means that number is greater. So this is greater. So but this will not be my answer. My answer will be here, so I need to compare those two. So this will be my answer. This test is just for you to check which one is greater. So this is for you, not for the not to be your answer, just for you to check. This should be your answer. So let's pick another example. So here or so let's pick another example. So suppose I want to compare, for example, 129 decimeter and for example 13.5 meter. So suppose I want to convert those two, I want to compare those two, not convert, sorry. I want to compare those two unit or metric measure. So what I need to do here, like I say, I need to convert one of the unit to the other one. Suppose now I want to convert this one to the other. I want to go from small to higher. So this is my decimeter. So when I move to the left, I will get my meter. But what I do when I move the dot, the decimal dot, so I know here there's a decimal dot and we have a 0 here. So now what I need to do here, I move the decimal dot to the meter. Here is my meter because this is my decimeter. So it's my meter. So this one will move here. That's in my answer here will be 12.9 meter, and here we have 13.5 meter. So the 1 and 1 are the same. 2 is less than 3, that means this one is smaller. This is less than that one, that means my answer will be this. This means 129 decimeter is less than 13.5 meter. So this is another example where we convert from smaller to higher, and here I show you how to convert from higher to smaller. So the choice is yours. Whatever suits you, do it. It's your choice. Now we are going to talk about how to order metric measure. So again, we're going to do it in two cases. So we're going to talk about case 1 when we're going to order like semi-unit measure, and case 2, so when the unit measure are distinct. So the second, so we're going to talk about case ordering first. Let's write it down here. Ordering metric measure. So case 1. So we're going to order same unit measure. So order same unit measure, because units are the same, we just need to order their value using regular ordering, like ordering number. So this is the idea. Now we're gonna learn how to order distinct unit measure. So order distinct unit measure. To order a distinct unit measure, first we need to convert all the unit measure to a single unit. So this is the first step we need to do, convert all to a single unit measure. So to order distinct unit measure, so first, so we need to convert all the unit measure to a common or a single unit. So convert all the unit measure to a single unit. So you can choose to convert everything to the lowest unit or the highest unit. It's up to all to highest unit is up to you. And the second step, after you convert all of them, what you do, you order them as semi-unit measure. So then order as same unit measure, which is the previous case we did. Then answer them based on original unit. Write your answer. With original unit. So let me give you an example. So we'll order this from grid to list. Order from greatest to least. So I have, for example, 2.5 kilogram and 254 decagram, 12.3 hectogram, 15,254 decigram, and 758 gram. So based on my unit, decigram is the lowest, so I'm gonna convert everything to decigram. Like I told you, I prefer converting from highest to lowest because I feel it's easy, and in that case I don't deal with decimal number. So this is why I choose always from highest to small to lowest, because I try to prevent decimal number. This is why. Alright, so this is kilogram, so I want to convert this one to decigram. So this is kilogram, that means after kilogram is hectogram, so I'm going to put kilogram, hectogram, decagram, gram, decigram. So this is my decigram. This is exactly how I convert by myself. So I start with the unit, which is the ones is always the unit, and I convert. So this is kilogram, next is hectogram, decagram, gram, decigram, then I'm done. So I'm going to convert this one to decigram. So this is decagram. The unit, the ones is always the unit. So I will put this 254 decagram. After decagram, what do we have? We have gram, then I have decigram. Here I have 12.3 hectogram. That means this is my hectogram. That means this one is decagram, gram, decigram. This is decigram. This is gram. So this is going to be 758. After gram, we have decigram. So I'm going to put 0 decigram. There we go. Now I have all the units are the same. So I'm going to use the previous one. So I'm going to just order the number now. So go order from greatest to least. So I'm going to start with the highest place value. So the highest place value is 2. So I'm going to compare those two first because they have same highest place value. So 2 is the same thing as 2, 5 is the same thing as 5, and 4 is greater than 0. That means this is the greatest. So I'm going to put it down here. So it's going to be 254 decigram, but I need to keep the unit. I need to keep that measure with the original unit. That means I'm going to write down 254 decagram. So this is done. What's after is this one because this is the next. So this means this is 2.5 kilogram. So I'm done with this. Now I'm going to move to the next. So I have this is 2 in the 10,000. I have 1 in the 10,000. So I'm going to have only 2 of them. So 1 and 1 is the same. 2 is less than 5. That means this one is next. So this is 15 to 54 decigram, and this is done. So what's left is that one, which is 12.3 hectogram, and what's left is the last one, which is 758 gram. And this will be my order from greatest to least. So as you see the steps, first I convert everything to the single unit. Like I told you, you can choose any way you want to convert. The smallest unit or convert to the highest unit is your choice. So if you don't like decimal or you get confused with decimal, so always convert everything to the smallest. So in that case, it's clear that you know which one is the greatest value. So I hope it's clear. So this is all about the lesson today. So I hope you understand everything we cover in metric measure comparison. So please, if you have any comments that will help me improve my way of teaching, do so. So it will help me a lot. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.